Welcome back. Joining us is dermatologist Dr. David Sachs with the newest ways to melt away your fat. Come on, can you really melt away fat?
It almost sounds too good to be true.
It sounds like what I've been praying for years.
The dream is, let's eat as much as we want, not go to the gym, and get a device just like this and suck all the fat out.
Right, exactly.
Will it work?
It doesn't work quite like that. We have to get candidates that are ideal. So that means that you have to be practicing a good diet and exercising. So we don't want those candidates who are just looking for a weight loss regimen. But
so I can't eat the donut and then suck it out?
Yeah, you can. I don't know if it'd work, though. So.
How does it work with the fat cells? I mean, I don't really understand the concept of what this can do.
So this device here is called Cool Sculpting. So it's not really melting away fat. It's actually freezing fat. So fat is very susceptible to cold temperatures. And we know that when it gets down to a certain temperature, it actually starts to go through a programmed cell death. It actually starts to die off over the course of a couple months. So Harvard scientists actually took this technology, put it together, and it's been out on the market for about 4 or 5 years, and it's very effective at removing specific bulges of fat. We actually have the handpiece here. This is what would go over a body side area, for example.
So if you were doing my arm.
Yeah, like you do like the back of your arm, or you could do your thigh or your abdomen. I actually had this done on Friday to test it so I can actually talk about it, what it's like from a
Did
first
it
patient.
hurt?
It's a little uncomfortable when you first get started. It basically sucks your skin right through here.
Up in there?
Yeah, it goes right in there. It's a little vacuum.
When doctors say a little uncomfortable, they mean agony.
No, actually not. Guys have the worst pain threshold. That's one thing that I've learned. So I am horrible at doing procedures. So if I say it's a little uncomfortable, it's actually probably very easy for most people.
How long was it uncomfortable? Did it take long?
So for the first 5 or 10 minutes, it's vacuuming up your skin, and then it starts to the cold actually starts to kick in. And after about 10 minutes, you don't really feel it anymore. I was just sitting there comfortably having a conversation. I wasn't on any pain medications. And after an hour, boom, the timer goes off and the device comes off. So literally, it's a lunchtime procedure. I did it during my lunch. At 1 o'clock, I took it off, went and saw patients.
Can we see before and after pictures?
Before and after,
of me?
Yeah.
If you'd like.
Absolutely. Let's put some before and after pictures.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
So the results are pretty dramatic. And again, this is a one-time treatment.
And these are right away.
No.
Look at that one. That's even better.
That one
that is.
Oh, yeah.
So it's important to know it takes a few months for that fat to go away.
Really?
So this is not
Okay,
an
so
immediate.
what's the time difference
I was going to
there?
say, yeah.
So that's going to be a few months.
Like
So there's
2
a
months,
reduction
4
in
months,
back
6
fat.
months?
Somewhere between 2 to 4 months.
2 to 4 months. And is it one treatment?
It's
to
one
do that?
treatment, yeah.
Okay, so one treatment, then over the course of 2 to 4 months, you see the changes taking place if you have a consistent good diet.
That's
it's
an
not
important thing to know. Yeah,
How
absolutely.
much does it cost?
So the cost varies depending on how many body site areas you're doing, and it can vary anywhere from $1,500 to $2,400.
Okay.
But you don't have to do it again.
Most of the time, you would not have to do it again. So those pictures are all one-time treatments. Now, some patients do go back and they do a second site, or they may do another treatment down the road because they want to get better results. So that's not uncommon that could happen, but these are all one-time procedures.
And it sounds like you have to remember, too, when you make the appointment, you're not going to see those results immediately.
Exactly.
So if I'm going to do this for my wedding, I can't do it the week before.
Don't do it the week before, and don't go out and binge on donuts right afterwards. You have to keep up your active lifestyle and keep doing what you were doing before, because if you gain weight, you're not going to see results with that.
Show us the next machine now. You've got another one.
So there's another machine. This one is called Vanquish, and I think there's a picture of that.
Let's see what Vanquish
And
looks
tell
like.
us about how does it work?
There it is.
So Vanquish is a little bit different. This uses radio frequency waves. It doesn't even come in contact with the patient. As you can see, it's actually elevated a couple centimeters around the area that you're treating. And unlike Cool Sculpting, it actually is going to get that whole circumferential area, where Cool Sculpting is just going to get one body site area at a time. Vanquish is different in the fact that you have to go back weekly for sessions. So where the Cool Sculpting is a one-time treatment, the Vanquish, you come in once a week. It takes about 30 minutes, doesn't hurt, and after 4 to 6 treatments, you can see results. And again, these are a few months afterwards.
And what's the technology? What's it doing to the fat cells in this
It's
case?
actually heating up the fat cells. So
like breaking them down?
Well, once they hit a certain temperature, they're more susceptible to dying off. So that's where this technology is a little bit different than the Cool Sculpting.
So that one's cooled and
this one's
one
cooling
melts.
and that one's melting.
Okay.
And so the Cool was around $1,500 to $2,400. What's the price on this
So
one?
because you're doing multiple treatments, the price per treatment is lower. It's probably about $250 to $300 a treatment. But if you're doing 5 or 6 treatments, it's going to add up to a very similar price as the Cool Sculpting.
And you have to keep going always?
Yes.
After 4 or 5 times, you can't stop then. You've got to keep going.
You don't have to keep going, no.
You'll just get fat again.
Keep eating, you will.
And are those our only 2 options in your opinion, or are there other things out there?
These are the 2 main competitors that are out there for non-invasive fat sculpting. There's a third one that's been out for a couple years called Liposonix. And Liposonix uses ultrasound technology to break up fat. And it does work. It takes the fat away about 1 inch to 2 inches, which is very impressive. The only issue that seems to be a problem is that it's painful. It hurts.
Oh,
that's a
we
big
don't
problem.
want to do that one.
Yeah, so I mean, if something hurts and there's other ways that we could do it that doesn't hurt, I think people are going to recommend these type of procedures over those.
Liposuction, is that gone forever? I remember that when it came out.
No, liposuction is still around. It's doing well. There's some disadvantage to liposuction. It's not for every person that's going out. It's an invasive procedure. You may have to go to an operating room setting. There's some downtime associated with that. You have to wear compression garments afterwards. There's a cost factor that goes along with that. So there's definitely a difference.
Oh,
yes.
well, this does seem like a miracle. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thanks for having me.
Can't wait to try this baby. We'll have the makeup. In just a moment, we'll show you our made-over lady.